Hello everyone and welcome to this mock interview one, and this is on RPA, and the objective and intent of this mock interview is to help the people to crack their interview in first attempt. My name is Madan and today with me is the Nimla, and Nimla is having 2 years of experience into RPA, and she's here. She suggested to have a help her to have a mock interview in order to so that she can crack the interview. So welcome Nirmala on this mock interview session one.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
So Nirmala, my first question to you is, can you little bit explain me what is the difference between argument and the variable?
Yes. So variables like arguments, we are using the arguments to passing the value from one workflow to the another workflow, and variables which we can use the store the values. Which like we
Okay,
cannot pass the variables from one workflow to another workflow, but through the arguments we can pass the values from one workflow to the another workflow. We can use them into the multiple workflows through the
okay,
directions. We have a directions in the arguments.
okay. Let's take this journey ahead. Can you tell me what is the difference between the fundamental difference between array, list, and dictionary when to use all these three different kinds of types, the variable types?
Okay, array is like in the array we can store a number of same number of data types, like data types values, and in the list it's a collection type. We can store multiple number of values, like it's like we can say what in the list it's a collection type. We can store multiple, like in the array we have like restrictions to store, but in the list we cannot have the restriction. We can store the multiple number of items. um,
Can
yes,
you explain what do you mean by restriction, and in the list there is no restriction?
like what I can say is in array we can use like in array we can use like a single type of data type, array we can use like a string array, integer array. Okay,
Okay,
so it's so there is a we cannot store n number of like huge data in the array,
yeah,
like
but we can
what
store now in array. If you want, you can store thousands of records in array. And even in list also, you can store thousands of records, right? Or you are saying
yes,
you cannot store thousands of records in array.
like yes we can store, but it's a single single type of data, like only like as we can create as a string data type, or we can create as a array like integer array, string array, and
So are you saying
like
are you saying in linked? Are you saying in the list you can store number as well as a string into the same list?
no, I don't think so.
Okay, then what is the fundamental difference?
um, Sorry sir, actually I'm not able to explain.
Okay, okay. Now I'm coming to the dictionary, right? So can you help me? What is dictionary? Where you have used dictionary in your project?
Dictionary.
Yeah.
Okay, actually sorry sir, actually I'm not aware about the dictionary. I use like array only, like a string array, integer array, and normal variables like string, integer, boolean.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me if you have a value into list, how can you read those values? The first question: if you have a value into list, how can you count? How can you count how many values exist? Total number of count into a list. Are you getting my point? Let's assume in a list you have 10 numbers, 10 items. Huh? How can
Mhm.
you how can you know or query the total number of items are then into the list? The total number of items exist into the list. How can you do that?
Total number of values existing to the list.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so like give me a minute. Like we'll use we'll read the output like using the input and input values. Like first we'll initialize the list, and then we'll read the
Can you tell
each
me?
each
Can you tell me the
each
syntax? How will you initialize?
syntax,
Yeah.
like through the loop. We'll use
What
the
I'm
loop.
talking. No, sorry. I'm talking about. You said you will initialize the list, right?
Hmm?
What is the syntax for initializing the list?
List means like the variable, and is equal to, like we'll mention the type of list, and we'll mention as a input, and like in the bracket we'll use the like number of like values we are going to.
No, sorry. This will not work. That's okay. Let me ask you the next question. Uh, have you worked on string manipulation techniques?
Sorry.
Have you worked on string manipulation techniques?
No, sir.
Okay, let me ask you a very specific question. Let's say my name is Madan Mohan Upadhyay. Yeah.
Hmm?
What I want to split. I want to split my name. I mean my name based on the spaces, right? For
Okay.
example, your name is Nirmala Khandagale, right? So
Okay.
what we want to do, we want to split this based on the space. If given the
Okay.
task, how will you achieve this?
Okay, sir. So through the assign activity, we can achieve this task. In the assign activity, we'll create one variable to store the entire string. Okay. In the value, like we'll use the assign activity. In that, we'll use the index. Index through the index, we can and the split using the split function. We'll like split the value like Nirmala and Khandagale by space. In between my name there is a space. Through the space, there is one function split, like the name split function, and we'll give the index of and there in the split function we'll like use the space operator as a like a split like uh, like, uh, like whenever we are splitting any value, we need to provide for what whenever we are splitting any value, we need to provide like by using what we are going to split that. In that split, we'll use this space.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the syntax? Do you remember the syntax, split syntax, how it works? What is the output? Once you will split,
Hmm?
what will be the output of the function? In which format you will get?
In which format?
Yeah. What will be the out of the split function?
Yes, sir. It's a string only. We are splitting the string.
No, sorry. You need to be very specific on the output. What will be the output of the split function? Once your function will split, the first of all, you haven't talked the right way of splitting. Second question, once the function will split Nirmala Khandkale, then the
Hmm?
output, what will be the format? What will be the format? What kind of output you will get from this function?
Output.
Yeah. What kind of variable you will get it? And I hope you are not I hope you are not searching Google.
No, sir. Array, sir, array,
I
it's
can
like
hear
we
the
are,
keystrokes. I can hear
no,
the
no,
keystroke what you are hitting.
no, sir. No, sir. So I'm saying is that it's a array, like we are splitting by index. So through index, like we are passing the index values, like suppose that Nirmala and space Khandagade. So I want exactly the Khandagade, and we are
Okay.
like separating through the space. So for Khandagade is like index of 1, like first value is a 0, and the space we are splitting through the, like after the space we are taking the first.
Nirmala, let's move forward.
Okay.
You have an Excel.
Hmm?
You have an Excel sheet that has 4 rows. I mean,
Hmm?
that has 4 columns. Column A, column B, column C, and column D.
Hmm?
Right?
Yes, sir.
So, column A has, let's say, 5,000 records. Column B has, let's say, 2,000, and column C has 1,000. Given the task of you have to find it out. Okay, the first thing what you need to find it out is the number of overall records into Excel. Total number of records into Excel. Huh?
Hmm?
How will you find it out? Uh, you
So,
go, have you got my question?
yes, we have 4 columns, and that we have a data,
No,
like
no. At
different
this
different
moment,
data.
let me clarify for you. I have Excel, and I
Hmm?
want to know how many records exist into Excel. How to do that in a very quick, simple way.
Through the like date screen scrapping, like sorry, read range. Will the use the read range activity to read the entire application? Sorry,
And
to read the entire Excel sheet, and we'll store that in the data table. Whatever like value we'll get, we'll store into the data table, and we'll like yeah, use that for the count.
okay, and can you tell me what is the count syntax? Now you are saying the output will be the data table, right?
Hmm?
So from the data table, how will you perform the count?
Count.
What kind of syntax you will write?
Hmm. Sorry, sir, I'm not
Hope
exactly
you got
explaining.
no, no. What I'm saying, you put the
Hmm?
data range, right? You put a
Hmm?
Excel range, and then you got all the records, right?
Hmm?
And that is stored into your data table. Huh?
Hmm?
Now, what I mean, what will be your count syntax that will give you the number of records exist into Excel? Are you getting my
Okay.
question? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So tell me.
So we can use the message box, sir. For that, in the message box we can use the count function, and we'll
Okay.
add
Can you
that
tell me the syntax? Can you tell me the
syntax,
syntax? Yeah.
like in the message box we'll use the
Mhm.
count function, and like
No, tell me the complete syntax, Nirmala. Tell me the complete syntax. What you will write into message box?
count dot the data table name,
But count of what?
like my data table, like suppose like I have stored value in the variable called as a data table. Okay, so I'll use the data table dot rows dot count to get the count,
Okay.
like a data
Okay.
table dot rows dot count dot to string.
Okay. Okay. Let me little bit let me ask you a different question. So in your table, there are 4 Excel sheets. Huh? In your Excel sheet, I mean in your workbook, there are 4 different Excel sheets. Excel sheet A, Excel sheet B, Excel sheet C, Excel sheet D. Or maybe I can say company A, company B, company C, and company D.
Okay.
Now, can you tell me if your statement is right or wrong?
More like count statement you are saying?
Yeah.
So for that purpose, we need to use the in the read range. We are like specifying the sheet name as well, right? So like in the read range, we are like we have an option to specify the sheet name, from which sheet we want to read the data. So we'll we'll specify that sheet name.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Let's move forward. Tell me one thing. In my Excel, I have thousands of records, maybe 50,000, 60,000, or maybe 100,000, right? So given the task of I need to read all those records, uh, considering the performance issue and everything. So how will you ensure that you are reading the Excels that has thousands of record, that it will not hamper the overall performance, and you will design a good automation? Uh, you got my question, or shall I repeat once again?
Yeah, sir. Like you asking me, like if I'm using a huge data for reading, it might hamper our automation flow for the performance purpose, right?
That I don't know. You need to tell me. My need is in my Excel, what I'm going to store is maybe 50,000 to 80,000, 100,000 records into Excel. I don't know really this will hamper the performance or not. You tell me whether it will hamper or not. And if you think it will hamper the performance, processing, because it's not just about storing, but about processing also. So how can you actually design a good script or design the good design, I mean overall automation strategy that will help you to improve the performance? It should not degrade the performance.
Okay. So in this case, sorry, sir. Actually, it might have like hamper because it's like huge data, but I have no idea like to protect this.
Okay. Have you worked on Q?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Maybe sometimes you can go back and study about Q. Let's move forward because time is coming close. Have you worked on exception handling?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me how can you design a business exception or maybe
Yes, sir.
application?
Yes, sir. So, sir, for example, for the design the business exception, suppose I have one application which requires a login ID and password, and I have designed the flow like a login and password. But sometimes,
No,
suppose
no,
like
I'll
after a
yeah, go ahead, go ahead. Okay.
but sometimes suppose after a 1 month that password got expired. Okay, and in that case, like I need to handle exceptions. So like I have designed flow like user enter the username password, click on the sign in, your application got signed in, but after some period of time that password got expired. Okay, so in that case I'll use the business exceptions, and I'll like use the activity like throw activity. If I
Wait, wait, wait,
use entered the password and I
wait,
clicked
wait,
on the
wait.
sign in, it
Nirmala,
will.
wait. Just hang on. Let me ask you a fundamental question. What is the difference between System exception and application exception. First, tell me the difference.
System exception and application exception. System exception.
And application exception or business exception.
So system exception means like it's like suppose there is one application and we are passing incorrect data. It is called as a system exception. And business exception means like in the application there is a like application is not working. It's like application is down, any performance issues. It's a business exception.
How can you create a business exception?
So like we like using the like throw activity.
Okay, and why not you can use rethrow?
So sir, rethrow. Yes, also sir, we can use the rethrow as well.
And why not throw?
So throw is like we are using the throw like activity like before exception like one step before the exception is like what is the exactly the meaning is we'll use the throw activity when like system is going to.
I would suggest you please go back and study your concept about exception handling, the entire concept, because you need to have the fundamental clear. Yeah.
Yes sir.
So I mean, I'm not happy with the answer, but I would suggest to go back and clear your the concepts. Yeah.
Yes sir.
Okay. Okay. Now let's move forward. Have you worked on selectors?
Yes sir.
Okay. So tell me, what is the difference between full selector and partial selector?
Sorry sir, your voice is breaking.
Okay, what I said, what is the difference between full selector and the partial selectors?
Yes sir. Sir, so full selector and partial selectors, like full selectors means like it is basically generated by the basic recordings, and it is dealing with the top level windows like we are using a attached browser and open browser, open application activity. So it and it is basically used in like when we are switching from multiple windows, like one tab, another tab, sorry, one window to the another windows. And partial selectors like usually used in the like we are working in the same window, multiple activities, like multiple activities in the same windows, and it these are the enclosed with the like uh, one like top level like attached browser, one single attached browser or open applications.
Okay. Okay. Those.
Like for example, it is like partial means like we are using the notepad. Under the notepad, like we are doing like typing or anything. So like partial, like in the single application, we are using partial select. For multiple switching between the multiple windows, we'll like use the full selectors.
Okay. Can you tell me? My question is how to make the selectors dynamic.
Okay.
How to make?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So to make the selectors dynamic, we have two options. Like we will use the wildcards. Wildcards, like there are two wildcards. One is the asterisk and one is the second one is the question marks. We'll use the asterisk for like more than like 0 or more characters to replace to like make a dynamic. We'll use the asterisk like star sign, and for the single character we'll use a question mark.
So tell me one thing. I have a table with all my tactics and all my, the steps. Somehow the selectors are unable to identify the table. Yeah. And now, I mean, I'll ask you in a different way that how can I programmatically uh, detect and read the values from the table?
You have a table and somehow we are not able to find the table.
Detect or read
That
the
is
table. Yeah.
okay.
So how
So
can
in that,
programmatically, yeah, how can programmatically I can read the table?
okay. So in that case, sir, we can use the anchor activity. In the anchor, like what we'll do is it's first find the place, like what exactly we want, and then it is like read from there.
No, I could not
Or
follow
else
you. You need to be very, you need to treat me a layman. I don't know anything. You need to explain the step-by-step process. How can you programmatically read the table?
so it's in the web app, like it's in the, you are asking in the application, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. So first we need to like initialization stage, like open applications. Okay. Second thing, we'll use the anchor base activity, and in that we'll use the element exist. Like if element is exist, like table, for we'll use the element exist for the table. If element is exist, then we'll use the get text activity to take the values from that table.
Okay. Okay, but still I am not getting it. But either way, my last question in the conscious of time. What is the difference between element exist and the find element?
Okay, element exists means suppose for example in the any like consider as in the Google I am typing as a like suppose anything like text, if any text is exist or not, text text is there in the web application. So if I'm using the element exist, it will check that text is exist there or not, and it will return the value as a boolean, like true or false. The text is exist, it is true, and the if text is not exist, it is like false. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the find element means it is like what I can say is mm, mm, it is just like search that values exist.
So let's assume that there is a label. Huh? Let's
Hmm?
assume there is a label and then you have used find element. Huh?
Hmm?
So what will be the output you will get it here in find element? I mean, you said for element exists, the output, the outcome or output will be Boolean, right? Yes or no?
Yes.
In find element, what will be the output?
Find element.
Yeah.
Mm, for find element also, sir, I think true or false only.
Are you sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe you can go back and check. But find element gives you the object. And from the object, you can figure it out what is the object ID, what is the text, and etc. other properties. So this gives you the complete the complete metadata of the object. Yeah. Okay. So Nirmala, in the conscious of time, I'll take a pause now. But before I wrap it up, I'll give you a feedback, quick 2 minutes, so that you can make yourself ready. The first thing, what the question I asked in this mock interview, these are the fundamental questions. I haven't penetrated you still into the advance, right? I haven't still gone through into the orchestrator and the more complex concept of selectors and try catch. So in the spirit of true interview, if you take this a very constructive feedback, not destructive, because objective is to make you ready, I think you need to clear your fundamental concepts, right? So when I talk
Yes, sir.
fundamental, like what is array, what is list, what is dictionary, what are the string manipulation, I mean how it works, the actual manipulation, exception handling, selectors, these are the very fundamental questions. And I mean, of course you are there, but still this needs a lot of hard work for you to clear those fundamentals, right? This is number one. Number two, when you give examples, when you explain, you should not be explaining about login and the password, but rather you should be explaining in terms of your projects what you put into the CV. Yeah,
Yes.
this is number two. Number three, you need to be very, very specific. I mean, you do not need to be beat around the bush. And I know it happens, right, on the mocks or on the interview when you don't know, when you start going around here and there, but you do not need to beat around the bush, but rather you need to be very specific, yeah, while answering.
Yes, sir.
These are the three fundamental, feedback for you. Do you have any question? I have another 2 minutes. Do you have any question for me?
No, sir. Actually, it's that just like as you know, like I did my learning myself and just started the work on RPA in the actual project. So I'm just trying to like correct myself
Yeah.
wherever it's
Okay.
required, and that is why I requested Anshuman sir to like to get the
Okay.
mock interviews so that I can understand where I am and where I need to improve myself. And you have suggested. And thank you so much, sir. I'll definitely try to improve myself as by the way the fundamentals you as you explained.
All
Yeah.
right, great.
Thank
So
you.
thank you very much, Nimala. Thank you very much for taking all this feedback as a constructive feedback. Wish you all the best. And guys, this was the first hour live mock interview with Nimala. And thanks for watching. And stay tuned for more interviews. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.